Somebody pointed this out to me. At the end of the game,
Right.
when the Lions were ridiculously
not running the clock down.
Taking knees too early. There's a point where Jared Goff flips the ball back to him, and he's like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like, you can see the gesture. He gestures to the clock like, what is going on here? And that just, I still can't believe. I mean, if I was Todd Bowles, I would be very worried I'd get fired. Because if I owned a team, frankly, and a coach did what Todd Bowles did on Sunday and just conceded and forfeited our ability, slim as it might have been, to have a chance to try to win that game and advance to the NFC Championship, I'd fire him for it. I don't think there's any coming back from that. You have a timeout, they're grossly mismanaging the clock, they take a knee on 3rd and 11 and make it 4th and 12, 36 seconds, it's 4th down. Force them to do something. Kick a 49-yard field goal, punt the ball, go for it, whatever. You still have a chance to win the game. Crazier things have happened. They can't happen, though, if you don't set the stage for them to happen. He conceded when the game wasn't over. There was still a mathematical possibility, and we've seen it happen over the years. You never know unless you do it. I can't believe it. And some of the media covering the Buccaneers they're still upset. If I was a Buccaneers fan, I would be beside myself that we still had a chance, thin, slim chance, and Todd Bowles didn't take that time out. I can't believe it. The more I think about it, the angrier I get, just because we all got robbed of what we don't know what could have happened. It could have been crazy. They could have gone to overtime. Who knows what could have happened? Well, I still can't believe he did. I can't believe the Lions did it to create the scenario, and then I can't believe Bowles didn't take advantage.
Well, I think that's the thing. I have no problem with him originally not calling timeout and going, it's over, right? I have no problem. Again, if it's played right, that's the ball, 133, they get it back. They snap the ball. He kneels it. It's 130. It goes down to 50 seconds, right? They snap the ball again. It goes down to 10 seconds, right? They let that. Then they punt the ball, and we're going to be down to 4 or 5 seconds left in the game if they play it the right way. So then Todd Bowles and his logic from that standpoint is, okay, you're right. The game is over. Let's go home. It's all done. Maybe we'll get the ball at our own 5-yard line with 4 seconds left. All right, so there I don't have a problem. But once you start to see them kneel the ball inadequately and going, oh, no, that's where you might want to jump in and start to go, wait, hold on a second. They're going to leave us 30 seconds? So hold on. Maybe I will call the last time out. That's where I want to go, wait, look at the situation. They're kind of messing it up. Call timeout. That is where I certainly would, question him. That I don't get. You're seeing the Lions are being stupid with it. And, Mike, I brought up on my podcast on Monday, I don't know, this would be a thing that I'd file away if I'm a head coach in the NFL. Oh, hey, game's over. Yep, we're not going to call that last time out. See if somebody messes it up a little bit along the way, thinking, hey, the game's over and we won't kneel it and bleed every second of the clock. And then you pull the old okey-doke at the end of the football game. But, yeah, I hear you. He certainly deserves to be questioned from that standpoint.
What's the old saying? When your opponent is dancing near the edge of a cliff, you just stand back and let it happen. And at some point, somebody on that sideline, somebody in his ear, somebody needed to say, coach, hey, we still got a timeout.
Yeah.
And there's 36 seconds left. And again, chances are slim. But we've seen blocked field goals. They happen. Could you imagine they try a 49-yard field goal and it gets blocked and returned for a touchdown?
Yeah,
and then
I would be shocked if they kicked the field goal. But, yeah, because I don't think you kick the field goal for that reason, what you're saying.
What do you do, though?
You punt the ball.
4th and 12 from your 32.
Yeah, I would.
You punt the ball.
Yeah.
They get it.
Yeah, right.
So you get it at the 20 with 30 seconds left.
Right, maybe.
They had the ball.
Hopefully they
remember that Hail Mary game?
That. Right.
Remember the Hail Mary? That's tough to do. You're kicking the ball from around the 4. That's going to be tough to keep it between the 20 and the 10 when you're that close. We see that all the time. It seems like there's a sweet spot for getting they never talk about the coffin corner anymore. They used to call it the coffin corner punt. There's a sweet spot for, I think, maximizing that. It's just going to be hard to do like a pooch punt. Maybe that's what they would have done. The old Randall Cunningham, Ben Roethlisberger move.
Right.
Where Jared Goff takes the ball in shotgun and just punts it,
Something
and they
like
hope
that.
it rolls inside the 5. But let's say they get it to 20. Bucks Bills Thursday night game earlier this year. The Bucks got the ball back with like 21 seconds, something like that, on their own 20, and they got themselves in position for the long Hail Mary that almost, I mean, the chances of this even having an opportunity to be successful were slimmer than what the Bucks were in on Sunday against the Lions, and they almost stole this game from the Bills. So they tried there. That's what makes it weird. They tried there, and it almost worked. And Chris, Bowles just assumed they'd kick the field goal. So, I mean, I'm with you. Is it 100? You're forcing Dan Campbell
the risky thing is the field
to make
goal.
a decision.
Yeah, the risky thing is the field goal. Because of what you said, a block or the missed field goal. Now they missed the field goal. They're in range to throw the Hail Mary. They don't have to do anything. So that's why it's a definite punt situation. Let the clock bleed out. Take your 5-yard delay of game penalty. They probably decline it. Either way, you take it all there, and then yes, you kick some sort of pooch punt or whatever, or just knock it way out of bounds, and it goes out at the 15-yard line. But you're going to be down if it's done right. It's going to be down to below 10 seconds. We're talking about 6 seconds left in the football game if they did it right.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah, if they did it right. 100%.
I mean, if they did it right, if they did it right, you're right. If they did it right. But with 36 seconds left, because I saw somebody say yesterday, well, why would they just take another knee and let the clock run? I was like, no, there's a thing called clock stops on change of possession. So they were stuck. Once we get to that point, if Todd Bowles takes that timeout, the Lions are stuck. Dan Campbell, who thinks the game is over and is in celebration mode, all of a sudden has to make a pretty important decision in not a whole lot of time. And what based on what we know of Dan Campbell, I think I know what he would have done. He would have kicked the field goal.
Gosh.
You got to be aggressive. We're going to kick the field goal.
I hope
We're kicking
not.
the field goal.
I hope
we trust
not,
our kicker.
I know.
We have confidence. We're aggressive. We're going to kick the field goal. And it's a 49-yarder. They miss them all the time now. Just ask the Bills. So it's just such a weird thing because that game ends and it's time for Chiefs-Bills. And that moment was just kind of forgotten. It wasn't even noticed in the moment. It wasn't even noticed.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where people were like, hey, what the hell? And I got a text chain of guys I've known since I was in grade school. And one of them was like, what the hell did the Buccaneers just do?
Yeah.
And one of my writers was like, what the hell did the Buccaneers just do? And so we wrote about it. I was in the car back from Detroit at the time, but it's one of those things that the more I think about it, man, this is weird. It's just weird that you have a golden opportunity to possibly tie up a playoff game, a divisional round game, a berth in the NFC Championship. And you just forfeit it. You just concede it. We're talking about games being played under protest. This is the exact opposite. This is just saying, oh, we still got a chance. What the hell? Let's go. We're probably not going to win. Let's just go. We've never seen NFL protest, and I can't recall ever seeing that, especially in a playoff game where a coach just waves the white flag when there's still a real chance. You're giving somebody a gimme putt that's like 7 feet.
He waved the white flag. He took the headset off, right? He was done, and then no one was like able to go, hey, they're kind of messing this up. You sure you don't want to call the timeout? That's where
you see him.
Go ahead. What?
After they take the knee,
right?
After you can see that. I've watched it like 5 times.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it all happens.
Right.
They take the knee, and off goes the headset with Bowles, but nobody grabs him. And because you still could have said, if you realize it 5 or 6 seconds later, you still can take a timeout and have a chance. You still have 30 seconds when the Lions have to make a play. Anyway,
I hear you.
I can't. If I was a Buccaneers fan, it would be pitchforks and torches time, storming the castle in Tampa Bay. I would be livid. I would be beside myself that we had a chance, and you just didn't even roll the dice. Yeah, you're probably not going to roll snake eyes or whatever you need to roll for it to be a win. But I'm upset that we missed out on what could have been, all of us as football fans, a hell of a memorable moment. And I wonder what Baker Mayfield thinks of this. I know that, he wants to go back and he could probably do the mental gymnastics to get through it, but he's got to be, he's the ultimate competitor. He's got to be wondering what the hell did we do there. I'm surprised he wasn't running over to Todd Bowles saying timeout, timeout. Think of what Peyton Manning would have done in that situation. If head coach, could you imagine Jim Mora or Tony Dungy or Jim Caldwell or who were his other head coaches? John Fox, Gary Kubiak, any of his head coaches doing that, Peyton Manning's going to be right in his face. Peyton Manning's going to call the timeout himself, Chris.
Yeah, I listen. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. It's kind of funny that no one, ran over there. And hey, coach, they kneeled the ball that last time. There's 37 seconds. You sure you don't want to call timeout right here? It is. You could sit there and fault everybody, but I think what happens is when they see the head coach pull the headset off, everybody pulls the headset off, and everybody kind of just sits there with that glazed look in their face, like, oh, it's over. I can't believe it. The season's over. And it seems like everybody, Todd Bowles included, lost sight of the situation there because they just thought, yeah, okay, Detroit, I'll take it for granted. They're going to do this the right way. And then they didn't do the right way. And it kind of throws egg in Todd Bowles' face because of that, which makes it a little worse here. But yeah, I think it's fair to dissect the situation. And, it's rare to see, I feel like, in those situations, like we said Monday, a coach not use all his resources just and use that timeout regardless. Usually everybody does that just to make sure the fumbled snap doesn't happen or something like that.
Last point on this, too, before we move on.
Yeah.
If the Buccaneers had called the timeout, if they had gotten the ball back down 8, if they had driven the length of the field, scored, got the 2 points, and then went on to win the game in overtime, I don't know if there's any coming back from that for Dan Campbell. Squandering a winnable moment, squandering a game that was over for the Lions, and for as long as they've been waiting to have a contending team, they had their ticket punched to the NFC Championship, and Dan Campbell gives it back. And that's on him. It's on Jared Goff. I mean, it's the same. It's even worse because they're the ones who allowed that door to be
situation,
open.
Right.
They're lucky. They're lucky Todd Bowles didn't call the timeout. But the uproar in Detroit, I just don't know that any coach could come back from that if the Bucs had called the timeout. I mean, Dan Campbell has to be thinking, oh, man, I dodged one there. I mean, what I did was dumb, and I got lucky that they didn't make me pay for it because all these fans that love me, they might have had a different opinion of me by the time they realized what I'd done.
Yeah, I think he's referred to that, right? Didn't he say that? We kind of messed it up at the end of the game.
He admitted it.
We should have bled the clock.
Bowles won't admit it.
Right.
Bowles won't admit it, but to his credit, Campbell will.
Well, yeah, when you win, it's easier to admit, and, nobody's worried about it. Oh, okay, hey, you messed up, coach. Good luck this week in the NFC Championship game. Go Lions! Oh, my gosh, you're amazing. This is amazing. So it's easy for him to admit that. He's playing with house money right now. He's like only second to God in the city of Detroit right now, and it's a close race. I mean, they took a poll, and like Campbell was, just barely below God. So he's pretty awesome right now.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.